My name is Mary Craig. I'm the president of the Erie Niagara Area Health Education Center. And today, I'm very pleased and very excited to announce the release of a health education tool that we think will be extremely helpful in helping people in our area understand how to deal with, prevent, avoid, take care of themselves throughout this flu season. It's called Molly and the Flu. It's the second episode, actually, of a series that we are developing here at Erie Niagara Health Education Series that is especially designed for young people ages 8 to 12, and as we like to say, those who love them. What's the best advice you could give us?
Well, we're right at the end of the second wave of H1N1 disease. The first was in April and May and June of 2009, and I'm speaking locally now. The national picture is similar, but not identical, depending on the community. And then the second wave here in Western New York began in mid-October and seemed to come to a rather abrupt halt with a few straggler cases. Abrupt halt about a week and a half ago, and I'm sure Sue would agree from what she's hearing about absenteeism that the fairly extensive illness pattern and therefore absence from school and other activities that was occurring at the latter part of October and early this month has now diminished greatly, and kids are back in school. And I use the word kids because the predominant population that has been infected and gotten clinically ill with H1N1 has been school-age children and young and not so young adolescents and young adults. So gearing this towards 8 to 12-year-olds is perfect. It's a perfect age. We talk about prevention. I'm sure Molly and the flu is going to address some of the personal activities that people can do about prevention. I, though, as a longtime advocate of immunization, always want to never miss the opportunity, as we say in vaccination world, to advocate strongly for the ultimate in prevention, which is to have your body withstand that virus. And the best way to do that, get vaccinated.
This can be used in the classroom, and it also can be used in a personal home. You'll see that we have play the video, which I'm going to do in a moment, but we also have a message for adults. And Barbara is the person who participated with me in developing the message for adults. As a nurse, she is very well involved. Yeah, you're involved in this so much. I know you're living and breathing it right now. And she was able to give us some opportunities to speak directly with parents, guardians, with people who love children, as well as the kids. And that's what that message for adults basically is. Now, this is the video.
I went to the doctor. It wasn't that bad.
Hi, Pepper. Molly, where have you been? We missed you at school. You've been gone for a whole week.
Yeah, we heard you were sick.
This piece will be available in Buffalo Public Schools through a partnership with Kaleida. They have already made a purchase to be in all of their elementary schools and in their school health clinics. And I'd actually would like to turn it over to you, Sue, if you don't mind, just to discuss some of the things that are going on in the school and how you're handling the virus.
Well, this year we're doing again, the educational piece of a lot of hand washing, and I think the teachers are really on board. They're using the hand sanitizers in the classrooms. They're demonstrating how to use them and encouraging the students to use them. Again, demonstrating a good respiratory etiquette of sneezing into your sleeve or into a tissue. Also, we did offer the seasonal flu vaccine at 2 major sites, and we will be doing that again December 12th. And we hope to possibly have the H1N1 vaccine. We're hoping, we keep hoping, to have that available for the children in Buffalo. It's for all children. It's open to every child in Buffalo. So, and we hope to be viewing these at our 2 sites when we give out the seasonal flu in December.
Sometimes we underestimate what children can do if they're explained properly how to handle the situation. So we tried to find a vehicle that would help us do that, and we couldn't find one. So we dealt with it by developing one ourselves. What I am most proud of about this is that everything in here was done by people who are from Western New York. We didn't go outside this area to develop this tool. It was produced here, it was written by here, the voices that you hear are children who live right here. And I think that says an awful lot for people in Western New York and how we deal with situations like this. So I would, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. This is available not only in school, if people would like to have a copy of it, all they have to do is contact us. It is available for sale. Buffalo Public Schools have already made their purchase, which is why it's in their schools already. It was developed for children 8 to 12, but I have to tell you something. We've tested this not only on 8 to 12-year-olds, but with younger children, just to see what their reaction would be. And they sit very quietly. And then we noticed them doing things like coughing into their sleeves, listening, and of course, paying attention. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that these are characters that they're familiar with. They're animated characters. But also, with younger children who are in preschool, perhaps, they've heard this. And so this helps to reinforce the message that they've heard before from their teachers in the school, or maybe even from their parents. And here's the other thing. It also works for older children and adults, probably for the same reason. You know, a lot of the stuff that's out there right now, it's written, and we all like to read, but sometimes it helps when you can also visualize it, and then when you can hear it. So what this does again is share the message in another format that people are a little bit more comfortable with. Now in the DVD, there also is the accompanying guidebook, which is very important because you can't put everything in a DVD, obviously. So what we do is answer other questions and put it in this, and this comes right inside the DVD as part of the package. Although the topics change, like the first episode was So Leroy Has Diabetes, which we developed for children who have type 2 diabetes, particularly because it's a growing number of young children who have it, and they definitely need to be more a part of their own health care. So the characters will stay the same. Actually, there are a host of 20 other characters, different nationalities, different cultural backgrounds, and that's done on purpose too, so to provide them with a degree of comfort and a feeling that, you know, these kids belong to me, they talk to me. Well, our next episode was going to be dealing with childhood obesity. However, because this turns into a topic that we had a lot of questions about, so we just sort of, switched gears and said, no, we'll do one on influenza. And I'm really glad that we did, because the timing couldn't be more perfect.
Is this going to be available statewide?
It's going to be not only in New York State, but I've actually made a sale of this to one of our other ENAHECs. The lovely thing about being part of an area health education system is that ENAHECs are in 42 of the states. And one of my ENAHEC sisters in Colorado was very interested in this and has made an order of it already.
We're always looking for support and enhancement of our message. Yeah, there's just a certain amount of time, and in general, pediatric care, when we're not faced with something new or epidemic or outbreak, I think often there's just an assumption of a certain amount of knowledge or a certain source of that knowledge, be it home and or school. In a unusual phenomenon like H1N1 has been, we then, out of a professional obligation and necessity, take on a lot of this, and I think I've talked more in my office about coughing into your sleeve and appropriate, what Sue was calling respiratory etiquette, than otherwise would be done. So this is a great, great adjunct, and Mary and I were just talking about how maybe physicians in the community, particularly pediatricians who might have televisions in their waiting room where they are hopefully showing educational information and not just soap operas during the day.
It's true, and it's episodic. So
Could be putting this DVD in and playing it.